Welcome back. You're watching The Late Edition. Let's continue with more news now. It has been 49 years since the Soweto uprisings took place on the 16th of June, 1976, when the then country's youth marched against Afrikaans being the medium of instruction in schools. Well, the youth then demonstrated their political will to influence political change in the country. But since then, South Africa has seen a shift in youth engagement when it comes to political participation, and it comes despite the group making up the majority of the country's population. So to chat a little bit more about the issues that affect the youth, we are now joined by spokesperson for the Commission for Gender Equality, Javu Baloyi. Javu, good evening. Thank you for making time to be part of these pertinent discussions.
Good evening, Lisa. Good listening to the viewers and listeners at home.
Javu, we're shining a spotlight on Youth Month, the plight of youth as well. And if we're just looking at the Commission itself as a Chapter 9 institution, the work that has been done to date, even the campaigns you're involved in supporting Child Protection Week as we enter Youth Month, tell us a little bit more about what that support looks like.
The Commission has been, not only this month, but throughout the fourth quarter and the first quarter of this year, been going through various provinces and talking to men and boys. Not only men and boys, but also programs that are geared into looking at the rights and the recourse of the youth. And also on the 11th of June, the Commission has been invited to talk on issues of children and issues of youth by probono.org. And also we also facilitate various programs that we partner with various institutions throughout the 9 provinces. Our provincial managers are on the ground in all the provinces that we are there. And in Mpumalanga, there's a program that is looking at youth. In Gauteng, there's the same. In Eastern Cape, there was a program just today that was geared into looking at youth and looking at the challenges that the youth of today are faced with. You will recall that a majority of universities are taking, the intake is very high, yet when they come out of these universities, some of them are despondent, they do not find employment. And then the Commission for Gender Equality then engage with like-minded institutions to see what avenues can, and also the issue of sex texting that affects the youth that we do very well, and also sending messages, because remember the youth of today are in the tech industry. There a lot of them, they've got gadgets. We send messages, bulk SMSs, and talking about it to them about the issues that affect, and you will be surprised, excuse me, that most youth write back to the Commission that we were not aware that you've got a program of like this. Some will call desperate looking for things. We'll refer them to NYDA, we'll refer them to the Women Ministry, we'll refer them to other, because we work as a collective, because gone are the days where we work as in a silo way, but we know how to empower and uplift one another, and also doing this for the greater good of the youth of this country.
Yes, and so Javu, to your point, you are speaking about those awareness initiatives, but also the ongoing initiatives that are not just limited to Child Protection Week or Youth Month as well. Even if we just look at these systemic issues, obviously, in our country, and this is something that you alluded to, because we are facing triple threats of poverty, unemployment, and inequality. Recently, we've also seen the scourge of GBVF once again coming to the fore, high-profile cases. You've got these affecting women and children, Justin Smith. You've got Olorato Mongale, her murder case as well. There was a mutilated body of a 14-year-old girl in Roodepoort this weekend. I mean, this is just 3 out of a plethora happening in the country. Tell us a little bit more about the concerns on that front, given the scourge.
One of the concerns as the Commission for Gender Equality is that, as people, as citizenry, we tend to outsource our responsibilities to the educators, to law enforcers. We do not talk to our kids at home. We do not engage them. We don't have an open and frank discussion about the dangers of society out there. We do not seem to be mindful of the danger and the trauma that these kids. I've seen clips and other clips throughout and media think about parents at times hell-bent in defending their kids, and also parents who are protecting the unscrupulous uncles and the unscrupulous dads and others within the home front. That affects these children. And when you look at the scourge of gender-based violence, that it's hearing its ugly head in an unabated way. It's a collective responsibility that all of us, and we need a concerted effort. And one of these is that to ask ourselves difficult questions. Are we the society that, we, the former forebearers have left us to be? Are we a society that, will kill women willy-nilly, will rape and will abduct and kidnap children? Are we a society where women will not be respected? Are we a society when the Commission for Gender Equality with the provincial officers and everyone in provincial offices engages them even through the media, where we write articles, where we do all those things, where we capacitate society, we do gender mainstreaming, and we do gender and development throughout the country. We call institutions to account before us, yet nothing seems to be getting there. What is it that needs to be done? It's a collective effort, responsibility, and looking at ourselves as an individual. What role am I playing to eradicate the scourge of gender-based violence? If I have got someone in my family, can I call anonymously to the Commission for Gender Equality? Can I call the gender-based violence hotline and others 10-111 for the police?
Yeah.
That is the question that we need to begin to ask ourselves as people, because at times it seems to be going far away and then forgetting that violence starts at home. Police cannot be all over the place. Kids are being raped at home at times. Teenage pregnancy is rife, and who's making them pregnant? Youth are resorting to nyawupe and other nefarious activities. Yet, as people, as parents, as adults, we're not saying anything about this thing.
You know, Javu,
that we need.
I want to come in there because, these are valid points that you're making, especially the need to go back to basics. When we're even just looking at the basic unit of society, which is the family unit. Again, the need for collective and integrated approaches. And you mentioned law enforcement and police, because I actually wanted to look at the integrated approaches that have happened just on the back of the 3 cases that I alluded to earlier on, the swift responses, how the different strategies are helping, especially when we're tackling structural reforms in society at large. What are you observing on that front? Is it, aiding in our respect for the rule of law, or at least instilling public trust? But what more could be done on that front? The issue of parole is also something that comes to the fore. We've seen repeat offenders committing the same crimes also. Concerns on that front?
Today, I was talking to colleagues at the commission. I said one of the elements is that why don't we have a standard operating procedure for police throughout the country in how they move speedily with dealing with cases? We're grateful on Jocelyn Smith. We're grateful on them finding the killers of Olerato. We're grateful in numerous cases. However, we are, as a commission, cautiously still optimistic that some of these cases that are taking forever to prosecute, you will see there's a case of Omotoso, which took 8 years. There's a lady in Amaskral, Margaret Madiling, and yet we have got good cases of Tokofatso Pule around Gauteng. We have got the Oscar Pistorius case and many other cases like Mvumile Jezile, where police move swiftly. And we hope, it's our belief and view as a Commission for Gender Equality, when we continue to engage with the police, that the backlog in DNA tests will be dealt with. It will be the thing of the past, because some of the cases are being withdrawn or lengthy delay, and the investigators are not coming back to the prosecutors. Our provincial manager in Mpumalanga, Moltema Vuso, had a wonderful session with the police and our leadership at the commission, whereby we engage the police, we engage NPA, DTPP, and National Director of Public Prosecution in Mpumalanga to say what can be done. We're not blaming you, but we want to work with you. We see these people are coming to the commission to complain. Cases are being withdrawn, yes. Police are not following through. And that is something else. And also, the DNA test, that takes forever to come, so that some of the cases, because it's secondary victimization to the victims.
Absolutely.
And equally so, we have got a tendency of looking at the woman and said, what was you wearing? What have you done to provoke such to happen? It shouldn't be like that. We must also teach a boy child the good behavior, how to respect women, how to know women are also human beings. They've got rights, just like everyone else. They don't have to look over their shoulders because there's a man following them. Yes,
Javu, thank you for those pertinent points that you've made. I know that the conversation continues. I'm going to leave our conversation there for now. You're shining a spotlight on the CJS at large, criminal justice system, and obviously just the plight of the youth, given the triple threats of poverty, unemployment, and inequality. Thank you for weighing in. We'll leave it there for now. Issues affecting the youth at large being addressed by spokesperson for the Commission for Gender Equality, Javu Baloyi, of course, at Chapter 9 institution. The work that has been done to date, and obviously how it continues as the year continues. Let's leave it there for now.